Hey, welcome everybody. It is party time again. We have peace in the Middle East. Microsoft, Oracle, Broadcom, even friggin' IBM is making new all-time highs today. So, of course, we need to ask the big question, is the unstoppable bull market here to stay? So, of course, we have the boys in here. So how's everybody doing today?
Doing great.
All right. I'm glad everybody's here because we have some shocking topics of discussion we're going to talk about later on. We need to talk about The Sopranos. We need to talk about candy bars, and we might even talk a little bit about the market. So I'm just going to start by throwing, the big question out here to everybody. Are we just going to keep on moving?
I think so. I don't see a reason for the market to stop. I said this morning that after making a new all-time high, the market almost always has a red day the next day, a down day. I don't know if we made new all-time high yesterday, but we are having the down day today. I thought it would be tomorrow, not today, but yeah, I don't see a reason why the market falters here in any way, shape, or form. I think we continue higher, maybe after a couple of days of basing, but market just as bullish as always.
All right, who else wants to step in?
Yeah, I think we made new all-time highs in the NASDAQ yesterday, but not the S&P. We'll see what happens with the rest of June. I think June might struggle to push a lot further in these last few trading sessions. I think that there's going to be a pension rebalance, which is going to lead to some equity selling into the end of the month. But I think July is set to be super strong, full steam ahead, breakout, continuation, all-time highs, more continuation, shorts getting battered, bruised, bloodied, and then maybe that actually can give away to weakness in August and September. But things look full steam ahead right now.
What do you think, JR?
I mean, I don't really care. There's so much momentum everywhere. We called CRCL for a short yesterday off the Head and Shoulders break. It's down $1 zillion. We called Coinbase long at 316, I think, and it went to 3. We sold it this morning at around 361. I mean, Derrick always idea jacks me, when he goes first, because I was going to say exactly what he was saying. There's a tremendous the SPX 6100 is a very crowded level as far as open interest and gamma exposure. So it's what I told my room this morning was I'm going to start trimming some of my swing longs I've had for a while and get ready for some late June pullbacks and maybe some chop here. It's going to be a stubborn level. On the other hand, I literally told my room, I think, first week of July, the Larry Williams trade and beyond is going to be through July 4th, I think a very bullish time.
All right. You could have just said ditto, and that would have been fine.
Ditto.
Okay, all right. Now, does it feel like the trade war just seems like nobody cares about that anymore? I feel like that's just fallen out of everybody's mind. Do you guys think they're just going to keep kicking the can down the road, so we sort of have, and we're going to blink, it's going to be 4 years later? Does that even matter anymore?
What is that, the trade war?
I don't know. Apparently, Trump was tweeting about China, and then about every 2 weeks they have a phone call, and then something else happens and we forget about it. It's something like that.
Yeah, I mean, tariffs matter for sure, but they're not in the economic data yet, and we're not going to see them, I don't think, hit the economic data until more like August, September. And we're just going to keep pushing it forward, the pause. I think the pause is going to get extended. They're going to say, yeah, we got busy with Iran, and all these countries are working with us in good faith. I mean, we've got like one deal done. There's no way we're just going to take that poster board that Trump brought out and implement those numbers. I mean, the economy would crash. I still think that the 10% tariffs are going to have a big negative impact on the economy in the long run. But in the short run, we're going to pause it. July is going to rip this market higher. The market's going to love the pause. The market goes up on the resolution of bad news when the bad news never even brings us down. It's kind of what just happened with Iran and Israel, right? We never went down on Iran and Israel for more than an eye blink, right? We were down on Juneteenth in the futures market when the stock market wasn't even open, and then on the truce, which was violated within 2 hours, we were up like 2% yesterday on it. That's just how this market is. So we don't need to go down on the trade war anymore in order to be able to go up, at least in the short run on the pause. But eventually it'll hit the economic data.
I agree, and that's why the Fed, our Fed, is not able to raise lower interest rates, unlike most other central banks, is because they know the data hasn't come in yet from the tariffs, and so they're waiting for more data before they lower the interest rates.
All right, I want to talk about another fun topic, gold. So gold's come off the highs, but it's still up a ton over the last few years. Do you guys think that big gold trade could just keep on unwinding rather?
I don't see it crashing, but I also don't see the momentum anymore in gold. I think there's better places to be than gold at the moment. The last couple of months, it actually hasn't gone anywhere at all. It tried to make new highs and failed. Tried to drop and lower, and it got bought. So right now it's consolidating, which is bullish, but I don't see gold as the place to be for the coming couple of months.
Okay, so where is the place to be?
The place to be is right here with us.
In stocks, as long as they're not Tesla.
What's wrong with Tesla?
Tesla's got I just mentioned it in the room while we're doing the live stream. It's got a nice looking 15-minute sell setup right now.
What?
I just mentioned it in my room. That
You heard him. Nice... You heard him. The sell setup. The sell setup.
A sell setup just sounds like an opportunity to buy. It's to buy more, but I can't believe Sami would turn his back on us like that.
He's got to recognize that Tesla breakout failure now on that 333 matters. The stock, it's crazy that it's back down here. That breakout happened. I stopped myself out of my short fully. Saw myself fully out of my short, like we talked about last week on that 333 break. And when I saw the relative weakness come back in yesterday, I reshorted around 350 or so, and I still have that on. But look, I was just in Paris, and I took an Uber, and I got picked up by a Chinese electric vehicle. And the guy was just going on and on to me about how no one's going to buy Teslas in Europe anymore, because why would they, when you can get a better, higher quality vehicle for a cheaper price from BYD. And that's it. But, Tesla is they're not a car company. They're a hope and a dream company.
They're a cult company.
They're a cult company.
I gotta say, if you look at the weekly, Derek, I mean, if we close like that at the end of the week, that looks lower on the weekly chart of Tesla. Look at the big top and tail, the double top or lower high. If we close like this, now today is what, Wednesday? We got a couple more days, but if we close like this, I think it's going to be lower in the next couple of weeks. I was wondering why why they started FSD, the robotaxi thing so soon, because I have a Tesla and I have FSD. It's not good enough in town. On the highway, sure, but in town, it's just not good enough, and it's gonna be a disaster if it actually completely falters. So I feel like they started it too soon. But what do I know?
What's a little death toll between hipsters, Sami? It's gonna be fine.
I don't understand the negative propaganda being. Sami,
they're losing.
Have you been talking to Derrick and JR? I think that this phone call between JR and Derrick, all of a sudden next week we're going to hear JR with some of these negative talking points about Tesla. Need I remind you? I still own 5 shares of Tesla. I got about $1,500 on the line. And you guys are just carrying on like this. This is the disgrace.
It's not too late to sell, man. You could still get out and buy a quality company.
No,
we could direct you to some BYD shares or something.
You could buy
maybe some Rivian.
Yeah, you could buy an Apple and the iPhone and their greatest new invention in the last decade. They added a camera button. That's pretty good.
Apple's been such trash, man. I am not bullish on Apple right now. It's so hard to fight their buyback, but that chart has been so relatively weak. I mean, it's range bound, but everything else is so much higher. Such a laggard.
Apple, yeah, Apple is my biggest position, and I do struggle with it, especially after the WWDC.
I think you should switch to BlackBerry. It's looking good even on the intraday.
Is that a joke or
It's
for
not
real?
a joke. It looks
BlackBerry's
pretty
up
good intraday.
15% today.
I had a call on it this morning, but it didn't trigger. But it's looking good over $5.
I'm like, what are they doing? I thought they did like Internet of Things or something now. I don't even know what they do anymore.
It doesn't matter. Look at Tesla. It doesn't matter what BlackBerry does.
So BlackBerry is the new Tesla?
BlackBerry is the new Tesla.
What do Chinese cab drivers in Paris have to say about Blackberries, though? That's what I need to know.
He was a French cab driver in Paris driving a Chinese vehicle because it's a better vehicle.
All right. Derrick siding with the French over the United States, as usual. What a shocker. Okay, moving on. Okay, so we also have the semis going crazy. If NVIDIA, Micron, even Texas Instruments and Analog Devices, it's like 1997 all over again, going wild. What do you guys think of this big semi trade?
That's where the money's at. That's where you want to be. I mean, we'll see what happens with Micron after hours. Some of it's starting to extend a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Micron does like an AVGO. Like AVGO had a pretty good earnings report, but it didn't matter because the stock was just up a little bit too much into it. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something similar from Micron. But we called out NVIDIA long through 146 yesterday for breakout continuation. The only thing that could hold NVIDIA back right now is insider selling from Jensen Huang, which I think he started doing and is set to continue. So you're going to have a little bit of supply that's coming in from him. But I mean, this is the place to be, is in AI and it's in the semiconductors, and there's no reason for this to stop. It's just, it's incredible, really.
Okay, JR, my friend, you've been a little quiet, so I want to terrorize you about SMCI. Mm-hmm. I just got a good feeling about it. I don't own any, but I just have a really good feeling about it. I don't know. There's something beautiful about that chart. So, JR, you've said very many unkind things about SMCI. I'm curious about how you feel about it now.
I mean, I grabbed the thickest, heaviest lead pipe this morning, and I proceeded to hit it over the head on a long trade as hard and fast as I could. It was a beautiful trade into that 46 through the June 20th highs. It was a really nice intraday scalp, but it sold off near the top of value around 45.60. I always tell my guys, you don't want to short the market when NVIDIA strong semis are leading. Saying by Yvonne Chenot, the founder of North Face and Mountaineer Extraordinaire. There are old mountaineers and there are bold mountaineers, but there are no old bold mountaineers. I think the same thing can be said for this market. There are bold shorts and there are old shorts, but there are no old bold shorts. This market is very difficult to short, and when the semis are leading, I just go with the flow.
They say only dead fish goes with the flow, right?
The what?
They say only dead fish goes with the flow.
Call me a mackerel then.
I'm
not good with that.
Just saying.
Captain Tuna Fish.
Do dead fish float? Like, what happens if a fish is dead in the water? What does it do?
It floats.
What are you guys talking about?
I said I was going with the flow, not the float.
All right.
It does float.
Whatever.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I'll just ask a stupid question, the type that JR likes. Just so we have it clear for everybody in the audience, like, do we think that this tech trade is just going to keep on rumbling higher?
Who are you asking?
Everybody, anybody.
I think so. I think we're higher. I think, JR totally avoided answering your question about SMCI. I think it's higher to $60. It just needs to stay above the 20 on the daily for a couple more days.
Sorry.
And I think it's higher to $60 on the SMCI.
I think JR just got lost in his poem about old bold
in
mountaineers.
my ramblings. You have a lot of overhead supply at 4560 to 4047. You clear 47 and you show a nice consolidation reaccumulated base over 47, and you could see, maybe 56. It's garbage. When it's moving, I trade it, and then after that, I avoid it. It's absolute freaking garbage. It's hot plutonium garbage. But,
And he means that in the best possible way, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean that respectfully.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. How about any of you guys watching the uranium trade? Because uranium's been huge. Nuclear's making a big comeback worldwide and in the U.S. Are you guys trading any of these uranium stocks, or even just like URA or the ETFs?
URA, or what's the other one?
CCJ is the big one.
Oh yeah, CCJ. Right. It's been a while since I looked at it. Yeah. Wow. CCJ is hot as hell. Yeah, that's on fire.
All right, we're going to pivot to the more controversial part of our programming. So offline, we were having a little conversation about The Sopranos, and we are all very big Sopranos here. So I want to ask everybody here, which Sopranos character would you be? Or which one is most like you? I'll give you guys a minute to think, because I know mine is obviously Ralph Cifaretto. I'm not quite as homicidal as Ralph, but I do like to make trouble. And he was a fantastic dresser, so I will absolutely go with Ralph Cifaretto for myself. So if you guys don't give me answers, I will have to assign them to you.
I think JR is big pussy.
What? I'm a Silvio. Come on.
That's a terrible one. Big pussy. Oh, that's the worst.
How dare you, sir?
No, JR is too nice to be Tony.
I like to think of myself as a Silvio, but I'm probably Uncle Junior. I'm old and ornery.
You do have good one-liners.
What are you gonna do?
I'm probably Tony's mom.
She's awesome.
I wish the Lord would take me now.
Hating on these Teslas, these electric vehicles. These electric vehicles.
Oh God.
I'm probably Junior.
You see, Sammy, I actually would have picked you as Silvio.
Silvio.
Silvio. Little Stevie, man. He's the best guy.
Let me see. I don't remember Silvio. Who's Silvio? Oh yeah, Silvio. No, not really. I'd like to be Paulie.
It's not about looks. I mean, it's more about like overall aura. Derrick is definitely miserable, like Livia Soprano. Sammy, I mean, but Silvio is, he's very practical and thoughtful, and he doesn't get all bent out of shape when everybody else is.
I see.
Except when he was actually the boss. We still don't know about JR, so I might have to assign him one.
I think JR looks like Christopher anyway, so maybe Christopher Maltesanti.
I like it. I
think, JR, do you have an answer, or else I'm going to have to give you one?
I mean, Sammy just called me a drug-addled degenerate. I'll go with it.
All right. So actually, I'm going to overrule Sammy, and I'm going to say, JR, you are Little Carmine Lupertazzi.
Little Carmine.
Little Carmine. Who's Little Carmine?
Just go to YouTube and search Little Carmine. But he's an amazing public speaker. Okay. All right. Moving on. Do we want to do a quick little food roundtable first? All right. Yes, we do. Okay. I want to challenge everybody. Tell me, what is your favorite candy bar? And the correct answer is obviously Kit Kats, but I'll give you guys a chance.
No, it's not. That is not even close to the correct answer. Is that even count as a candy bar? I guess so.
What would it be?
It's a cracker.
Let the record show that Derrick doesn't know what a candy bar is.
It's a freaking cracker, dude.
It's not a cracker.
It's a cracker.
It has cracker-like qualities, but it is.
How are we even friends, Kamo?
It is encased with chocolate. We're colleagues. We're not friends.
Obviously.
I think I'm going with Kit Kat also.
Oh yes.
What
Because
is wrong with you guys?
No, because of the wafers. I mean, anything with wafers, I just love wafers.
Oh,
That's
God.
why. But I mean, Snickers when you're hungry, I mean that hits a spot.
That's
John-
the
bar.
spot.
John DeVito saying Snickers. Liam is telling us 100 grand. All right, Derrick and JR, I'd like some answers. And Liam Bell has announced he is Davey Scatino, the guy who owns the sporting goods store.
I'm gonna go with a Baby Ruth.
Thank you.
JR, you're also going with Baby Ruth?
No, if I'm at the airport, it's always a Toblerone bar. Always.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And I don't know. I'm gonna have to say Snickers bar, man. It's hard to beat.
Snickers would be a close runner-up for me too. That was my go-to when I was training for fights, and I had to skip meals. I would actually just throw in a Snickers bar before a training session or something like that.
It tastes it's like what a power bar should taste like, dude.
Yeah, 100%, and it might as well be a power bar. But I think that Baby Ruth, there's something about finding like a frozen Baby Ruth in your ski jacket in the middle of a ski day, and just housing it down because the powder's too good to go inside and get some real food. Baby Ruth is where it's at, and at least Snickers and Baby Ruth are actual candy bars. I don't know what these guys are talking about with Kit Kats. Try to tell me a Jolly Rancher's a candy bar.
Very sad.
Dark chocolate Kit Kat. I mean, that thing is tasty.
Sami, they know not what they do. They'll straighten out one of these days. Okay. All right. This is going to bring us to my favorite part of the show, which is JR pounding on his keyboard uncontrollably. Right. And also our favorite ideas.
Oh.
Does anybody have a big, beautiful idea for me? Because you guys have convinced me I might have to sell my 5 shares of Tesla and buy 5 shares of some other piece of crap. So
I would, but it would be a little late. What did I call in the newsletter today? The one and only symbol.
ADPT.
There you go. ADPT. It's up to 9.5. That's my idea, and I'm sticking with it.
All right. Sami goes with ADPT. Who else wants to step up? Who wants to step in the ring and be a real man?
I've been waiting for Oracle to break out on the weekly for inside bar breakout. Been stalking that trade. It looks great. This is the problem with having the show on Wednesdays. I had like 12 swing ideas. They all triggered already. It's been absolutely wild. We have a lot of high, tight flags, tight bases near all-time highs, and they all went. You know, I mean, it's been absolutely wild. EQT, Hinge, HNGE, NBIS triggered the buy setup 2 days ago. STX, CRDO, even Dell finally pinched VWAP and gave you a buy setup. You know, there's a lot of things that went already. OLLI, Ollie's, look at Ollie's bargain outlet. That was incredible, beautiful rounding bottom base, flat top breakout. You know, I should probably be sharing my charts.
It's okay. I still like you, JR. Okay. Derrick, how about you? Anything
the market broke out yesterday. Yesterday was the day to be buying everything. I don't like, as a rule, getting overly involved in like day twos. I want to be involved in the catalyst that creates the breakout through that breakout price. That's when you're going to get the best risk reward. That's when you're going to have the higher probability of success. When you buy a day two, can you get paid for it? Yeah, you can get paid sometimes for chasing momentum, and you can get continuation, but you have a worse risk reward and lower probability of success on that day two. So, you know, today is the day two. And I was telling the team this morning, like, yeah, there's some things that are in play that I still like, but what did we have on the list for yesterday? We had Upstart, we had Snow, we had Meta, we had Lyft, we had Reddit, we had all these breakouts that were breaking out with the market. We had NVDA. it was just like kind of one after the next yesterday. I think that I day trade. I also do a lot of swing trading. The thing that I love about swing trading is you can do all this work for a particular trading session and sometimes continue to get paid for it for days or weeks after the fact. And that was yesterday. Yesterday was the day that you needed to be ready for the breakout from all these names. Now the question is, how many days is that hard work gonna pay you for? And we'll see what happens as we get through the rest of June here. But I think that the playbook in July is just going to be, where's the breakout, where's the bull flag, where's the continuation pattern, where's the pivot low that I can be long versus. Pick your name, find what's relatively strong, let them continue to go, and that's it. That's where we're at.
Awesome. Okay, folks, this was a very special day. I hope you enjoyed our programming, and good luck out there, and be nice to each other.